So most people are used to using WordPress in 2014. So what we're going to do is we're going to use WordPress again for your LA2 projects. Now, if you're unsure about adding WordPress to your host, this quick video will show you exactly how to do that. So to install WordPress, you need to come back over to your cPanel and scroll down to where it says Software and Services. Now, today I've just noticed that things have changed. In the past, I've used Fantastico Deluxe, and it looks like they're actually mothballing or retiring this particular app. It does leave a few holes open in terms of security, which you can always plug at a later date, but it was very easy to use. So it looks like I'm going to have to use quick install now. So this is a first for me, so you'll have to bear with me throughout this video. So if your Fantastico Deluxe is not working, click quick install. Okay, so the page doesn't look a lot different to the Fantastico Deluxe installation page. I would assume that you would click WordPress here. And then click continue. And then here you would choose from your list of domains. Obviously, if this is your first installation or your first domain, then you'll only have one to choose from in here. So obviously you would just use that one and then fill out the details here. Now your admin email, this will be the email address which is linked to the site. Nobody's actually going to see that, but any sort of contact comes directly to this email. And then blog title, that's just the name of your particular site or blog. And the admin details, now these are the details that you'll need to enter your own site. Okay, so put in your admin details there. So say for example my name's Mark, so I put Mark there, or something similar, something that I would remember anyway. And if your name and that in there, and click install now, and that's basically all there is to it. Now, hopefully that everything that I've shown you so far is easy to follow, but I realize there are people that are completely new to this whole thing. So what I've decided to do is go through the whole process again. What I mean is I'll actually go and buy a domain. You can see me add it to hosting, and you can see me adding WordPress. Okay, so follow along in this in the rest of this video, and you can see me go through the whole process, buying a cheap domain and adding it to hosting and setting up WordPress. Here we go. So again, you'll need a domain for this. You can use, as I've mentioned before, a generic domain, or you might want to purchase one specifically for this project. For this example, I'm just going to put in testsite1234.info. Okay, now I'm just going to use this as an example just to show you the whole process. So we plop that one in there, and then search domain. I already know this one's available, so it'll save time. Okay, and then click select, and then we need to come down here and continue to cart. Now, I'm not interested in any of this, especially for this example, but if you wanted to protect your identity online, you would just come here and add privacy protection. Okay, so that in this case is just under £5. That's 5 British pounds and not dollars. But we're not doing any of that. And then continue to cart. Now, depending on who you use to purchase your domains, you might fall into a little trick here. I'm not sure if it's just GoDaddy, but by default they've got 5 years there. So if you just come straight onto this page and click there, you'll end up paying for 5 years. Obviously you might not want to do that, so come over here and just select the 1 year, and you can see over here we've got £2.10. We don't need anything else down here unless you've got a promo code, in which case you can add it here and proceed to checkout. All my details were already in here, but you can choose from your credit card or PayPal, money bookers, anything like that. Okay, so I've just purchased that domain. Now over to your hosting package. Again, I'm using HostGator here, which is quite a commonly used platform. And then we scroll down here and we look for add-on domains. So click on there. And this is where we paste in the domain that we've just purchased. So I'll click that one in there. And you can see if I right or left click, it autofills this, and then I'm just going to add a password in here. So let's see. Okay, these aren't great passwords, but there you go. Alternatively, you could choose to use the password generator. So you could use something like that. Okay, and then click Add Domain. Now once it's added to your hosting package, you'll see this screen or something very similar. So it will say the add-on domain. In my case, it's testsite1234.info has been created, as has the FTP account. Now the FTP account allows you to upload files, so you'll see these two here. Now what we need to do is we need to come back over to the cPanel and look for your account information, and then here you need to copy. You need to do this one at a time, so copy your first name servers. In the case of HostGator, it's just the 2 name servers. I do have hosting packages where it's more than 2. If you have 2, say 3 for example, then you'll need to copy all 3. And then back over to GoDaddy, and then click My Account. And then here where it says domains, you need to click launch again, and then search for the domain that you've just purchased and click on it, as I'm doing here. Then you need to look for name servers. You can see that it's set up for just the standard GoDaddy name servers at the moment, so click on manage. Okay, so you can see in testsite1234.info. Now by default it's set as standard, so what we need to do is click custom, and then here we need to click enter custom name servers, and then we need to add in the name servers that we've taken from the cPanel. So put the first one in there, second one in there. If you had additional, then you would click add another one there, but in my case it's just a 2, and then click OK. Now obviously they're showing up there as HostGators, but it does take a little while, not that long today. It used to take around about 24 hours, but usually this whole process is done and complete inside just a few minutes. Okay, so click save. So you can see here that it's still showing as the HostGator, the GoDaddy name servers. We can try refreshing that. I probably won't have done it this quickly, but you never know. Oh, there you go. Okay, so that's propagated already, and you can see that it's changed to the HostGator name servers. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go back over to the cPanel, and we're going to make sure that it's propagated, and then what we're going to do is add WordPress. And the quickest way to see if your site has actually propagated and the name servers have taken an effect is to paste in the URL. Now if it's still showing this screen here, obviously this is in my case because I've purchased from GoDaddy. You can see that it's still parked over at GoDaddy, so the name servers have not propagated yet. So what we need to do is we need to wait for this to propagate before we add WordPress to our new domain. Okay, so we're about an hour on now, and I've just reloaded this page now, the GoDaddy page, or should I say the test site 1234.info. So I've just reloaded that, and you can see that the screen's changed now. They're actually trying to say something, so that indicates that it's actually propagated over to the name servers that we added previously. So the next step is to go back over to our host, which in my case is HostGator, and we'll get to work on setting up the WordPress site. To install WordPress, we need to come back over to the cPanel, and as I mentioned before, Fantastico isn't working anymore. As you can see, that's been retired, so we need to go over to Quick Install. Now the Quick Install user interface is pretty much the same as the Fantastico was. Basically all we need to do is click WordPress here and then click Continue, and then select from your drop down menu, or if you've just got the one domain, then obviously you would be putting it straight on there. So you can see that I've selected test site 1234.info. Now this bit here is if you wanted to put an installation inside of a folder, so we're actually putting it straight on the domain, so don't worry about that, leave that blank. And then here, admin email, obviously your email address in there, and the blog title, we'll just put test in there, test 1 2 3 4, and admin, we'll just call that admin, and then click install now. I will say this is the first time I've actually used this particular installation method, so if this all goes wrong, you'll know why. Okay, that's now installed, and the only real difference I can see between the quick install method, which I've just used, and the old Fantastico Deluxe method is the fact that this auto generates a highly secure password, and in Fantastico you're allowed to choose your own password, and recently there has been an awful lot of issues with WordPress security, so this makes it more secure. So you can see there the username which I entered, which was up there, and there's an auto generated password here. So then if I go to this area here, or this URL, you can see admin area and then the URL, I can click here. Then if I just add my details here, I can log into the admin area. So let's do that now. Okay, so we're inside the admin area here. You can see that there's basically nothing in here at all. This is just what you'll see once you've installed WordPress for the first time. So what we're going to do next is we're going to add a couple of plugins, and we're going to add a theme. Now right now what the site looks like is this. Okay, so this is the 2014 default theme in WordPress. I'm not a big fan of it, I've got to say. Normally I use AddingWordpress 2. Now I know that this is expensive, and I know if you don't have it, you're probably not going to want to buy it, or at least not at this point. So you can use free themes, for example. One of which I tend to use quite a lot is a theme called M1. It's just M for mother 1. And then there is another one that I recommend. It's called a cotton theme, and I'll put the link inside of the download area, so you can just take a look at that. And that one's kind of has the look of AddingWordpress 2, but at a fraction of the cost. It doesn't have all of the elements, of course, but it is very, very cheap. Now, in order to change the theme, what you need to do is you need to come into your dashboard, okay, for the WordPress installation. And then you need to look for appearance, and then under that you'll find themes. So click on themes, and these will be the themes that are already installed by default. Or if you want to look for other themes, you can just click add new and then browse. Or if you've purchased a theme, then you can choose a file from your computer. So you can search by any of these filters. You can see there's an awful lot of themes which you can choose from. So there's really no need to actually purchase a theme unless you really want to. As I say, I tend to use AddingWordpress 2, and in the case study and throughout this course I shall be using that again, but you don't have to. And let me just say that your site's landing pages don't need to look exactly the same as mine. Simple text and a few graphics will work just as well. Okay, so don't get hung up on having to purchase AddingWordpress 2 so your sites look exactly the same as mine. It's basically the text that does the selling. So when you find a theme that you like, just hover over it and then click install. Adding plugins to a WordPress installation is very, very easy as well. So all you need to do is come over here again in the admin dash, and then where it says plugins there, you can just come down here and click on add new. Let's say we wanted to put the all-in-one SEO plugin on there, so we'll do that. And then search plugins. You can also search via featured and popular and newest. Okay, this is the one that I would normally use for the SEO feature. I'll actually list a number of plugins that I use anyway, but for now I'm just going to show you exactly how you do it. So you find a plugin that you're interested in, and just for argument's sake we're going to install this one. All you need to do is scroll down until you find the plugin that you want to install, and then click install now. And then on this page you click activate plugin. Now, depending on what plugin you've just installed, you may have to do a little bit of setting up, and in this case you will find the setup area for the all-in-one SEO plugin here. If it doesn't appear here, you'll usually find it by clicking here, and it should be somewhere down here. Alternatively, if you can't find it anywhere, then you'll find a little settings link just underneath the name of the plugin.